Hello! Welcome to Tiny Tots Storytime. Our first story today is Bella's Fall Coat. She's outside. We see all the pretty leaves she's playing in. She even has an apple in her hand that she's eating. Both of those are two things we see in the fall. Look at all the pretty leaves. Bella's Fall Coat. And here we see an acorn. We see those little puff balls. Now, we usually see those in the spring. I don't know why those are on this page. Maybe that's a seedling that fell. I don't know. Bella was little, but not as little as she used to be. Graham's tisk-tist. You're going to burst your buttons, girl. It's time for a new coat. Bella shook her head. No, Grams, this coat is my favorite. You made it for me, and I want to wear it forever. Bella Marie, nothing lasts forever. Winter will be here soon. But whoosh, Bella was already outside. Bella twirled and whirled. She crinkled and crackled. She dove down deep and popped back up. So she's playing in all those crunchy leaves. That's lots of fun. What do we see here, boys and girls? You see the squirrel on the tree? There's a woodpecker. When Grams jangled the lunch bell, Bella burst into the kitchen. Eek! Graham screamed. A leaf monster! Bella giggled. It's just me, Grams. Fall leaves are my favorite. Let's keep them forever. Well, I know a way we can keep them for a little while, said Grams. And you can do that. Take a couple pieces of wax paper and put the leaves on there and use an iron over the top and kind of flattens them out. And you can keep them in a book. After lunch, Graham said, Now, Bella, about that coat. But whiz, Bella was already outside again. See the cat looking out the window at the birds eating the food? She picked and plucked. She stretched and reached. Look at her trying to get to that apple. She crunched and munched. Yum. Big, juicy red apple. Grams, my coat has pockets big enough for a whole tree of apples, said Bella. Can we make an apple pie? My favorite. Said Grams. I'm sure we can make something with these. After supper, with warm apple tarts for dessert, Grams tried once more. Your coat, Bella. But zoom! Bella was already outside. She doesn't want to talk about that coat, does she? Can't get the page. Sorry about that. There we go. She sneaked and snooped. She honked and whistled. She flapped and flew. Bunch of geese flying there. They've got to get away where it's warmer. Oh dear, said Grams. I'm afraid these wings have flapped their last flap. I was flying away with the geese. I wish they could stay forever, said Bella. Can you fix my coat? Let's see. What can I do, said Grams. But now it's time for you to get ready for bed. Bella's a little sad. Grams tucked Bella in tight. The little girl, who wasn't quite so little, fell asleep and dreamed of her favorite bright orange leaves, crisp, juicy apples, and soft white feathers. Meanwhile, Gram snipped and clipped. She pushed and pulled. She whirred and snored. I think she got sleepy. The next morning, Bella awoke, her eyes filled with white flakes. "The first snow," said Bella. "Can I go out and play in it?" "Oh, not in your old coat, you can't," said Grams. "You couldn't fix it," Bella said, her eyes filling with tears. "No, kitten, I'm afraid you're going to have to wear this one instead." Bella slipped it on. She twirled and whirled. She stretched and flapped. She even found surprises in the deep, deep pockets. "Grams, this is my favorite coat. Thank you. I will wear it forever." Bella saw her old coat drooping on a chair, sad and lonely. She picked it up. Grams asked, "Where are you going with?" But whoosh! Bella was already outside. She can disappear fast. "That coat fits perfectly," said Grams. "Of course," said Bella. It's her favorite." She put it on a little snowman. So she found a good place for her coat.
She did.
All right, Miss Lisa.
All right, friends, I have got a whole bunch of pictures here that I'm going to give you some riddles for. These are all signs of fall or autumn. Now, Miss Kim read a story about Bella, and Bella loved to go outside. And what did she do first? All those red and yellow and orange, what were those things that she had collected on her coat? You guys remember? Well, if you said leaves, you are right, because that's one of the very first signs of fall is that the leaves start to turn colors and then they fall off of the trees. All right. Also, Miss Bella in her story collected some fruit that she had in her hand that was red. Do you remember? And she wanted to make a pie out of it. But Grams made a tart. Do you remember? Now, at my house, we make juice or cider out of them. And this is another sign of fall, which is apples. Apples are ready for picking in the fall. You can go out to the apple orchard and get them. Also, in her book, she also collected white feathers. Do you remember what bird that was? If you said goose or geese, you were right. The birds fly down south where it's warm in the fall because they don't like to be up here where it's snowy. Some birds do, but not all. So some birds will fly south and go to where it's warm. Another thing you'll find in the fall, boys and girls, is that seeds that are on the tree will also fall off. There's one tree that has this little tiny seed, and I'll show it to you. This is called a key. This is a maple leaf key. And some people call them helicopters, because if you pick that off of there and you throw it up in the sky, it will twirl, 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 twirl all the way down to the ground. And they're a lot of fun. So go out and find one of those here in the fall and have some fun playing helicopter with it. All right, another sign of fall is that you can go to a patch of these and pick them. You may also make pie out of them, and a lot of people will bake their seeds and eat them. Do you know what I'm talking about, boys and girls? Well, if you said pumpkin, you are right. So you can go to the pumpkin patch, pick a pumpkin, make pie, or make a jack-o'-lantern out. Get ready for Halloween. All right, here's another sign of fall, is that if you go out early in the morning and the dew has fallen on the ground, the dew is going to stick to things, and sometimes it sticks to a web. What critter makes a web, boys and girls? Do you know? Well, if you said spider web, you are right. And look at all those little dewdrops that have clung to the sticky web. They're really, really beautiful if you go out and look at them in the morning. All right, I got 3 more clues for you. There's another tree that we often use for our Christmas trees. We call them pine trees or fir trees, evergreen trees. They also have a place where they keep their seeds, and their seeds are in a cone. Those cones, pine cones, will dry up and fall down, and the seeds that are inside will fall out and then can make new Christmas trees. So those are from the evergreen trees, and that's a sign of fall as well. You can collect pine cones and make like little turkeys. I see people make little turkeys out of them for Thanksgiving. All right, there's a big, scary animal that lives in the forest. Not around here, though. But this animal will eat the fruit, and then it sleeps all winter long. Do you know what I'm talking about, boys and girls? If you said a bear, you are right. Bears love to eat the berries that come on the vines in the fall, and then they eat all that, and then they hibernate in the winter. All right, our last one is another little furry critter you probably have in your yard. They also like to collect little seeds. They collect acorns. Do you know what animal I'm talking about, boys and girls? They're so cute. They have these big fluffy tails. They are the squirrels. So watch the squirrels in your yard, because I bet they're picking up acorns and then they're finding a hollow spot in a tree to hide those so that they have food all winter long. So these are 9 signs of fall. So be watching for them, boys and girls, and you'll know that we are changing seasons. All right, Miss Kim.
Yeah, we like to watch the squirrels in the park. Now this bear you see here collecting berries. We have a story about a little bear. This is his first fall, called Leaves. It was his first year. Everything was going well. He's having lots of fun outside until the first leaf fell. Are you okay? He wondered. Then a red one fell and a yellow one fell. All over his island, the leaves were falling. Look at all those pretty leaves falling. And he's watching. And Bear's worried about the leaves. He doesn't understand. He tried to catch them and put them back on, but it was not the same. They just weren't hanging right, were they? He sat beneath a tree and watched them go all around, but he grew sleepy, and so he found a hole. He's got his head stuck in the hole there and filled it with leaves. And went to sleep just as the wind began to blow. And we can see the birds flying south to get to warmer weather. Winter came. Oh boy, look at all the snow, boys and girls. Miss Lisa likes snow a lot. He slept snug in the ground while the snow piled thick. Lots of snow. Now you'll notice, boys and girls, there are some animals and some birds that stay around in the winter time. Have a little rabbit here, a little redbird there. In the spring, with wide eyes, he woke. He's peeking out of his little hole. Changing seasons is what we see in this book. He felt the sun and saw the little buds on the trees. And the tiny leaves that had begun to unfold. Welcome, he cried. He's so happy to see leaves again. And he thought the leaves welcomed him. He wasn't worried about the leaves anymore now. That's a sweet story. Well, we hope you enjoyed the stories today. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.